Celebrity junkies, pull up a chair and lock your doors because tonight I'm exposing the marriage crisis that almost destroyed the queen of gospel music herself, Sinach, and how her own husband, Pastor Joe Egbu, lit the match that nearly burned everything to ground, only for her to rise from those ashes like a phoenix on steroids. At 56 years old, the woman whose voice literally raised the dead in hospital rooms with Waymaker was playing in operating theaters, delivery rooms, prisons, war zones. This woman was untouchable. Billions of streams. Presidents invited her to sing. Stadiums shutting down when she lifts the mic. And yet behind the scenes, her marriage was bleeding out in silence. This is a story they prayed would never come out. By the time I'm done, you will never sing Waymaker without remembering the exact night it became her war cry. Let's go back to the beginning. 2014, private wedding. Only 30 guests, no phones allowed, pure classy. From that day, they were the blueprint. Pastor Joe preaching on Sunday, Sinach leading worship, then both of them posting the cutest couple goals you've ever seen. Matching African prints at events, holding hands at airports, writing captions like "My King" and "My Queen." We ate it up. Then 2019 to 2022 was peak. Sinach is winning Billboard awards, getting keys to cities, performing for the UN, while Pastor Joe is quietly pastoring their church in Lagos and cheering her on like the proudest husband alive. Everybody said, that's how you do marriage and ministry. Then 2023 hit, and the pictures just stopped. No Valentine's post. No anniversary post. No Christmas family photo. The last joint picture was February 2023. After that, radio silence. Sinach posting solo stage photos. Pastor Joe posting only sermons. Fans started connecting dots. Comments like, "Where's Pastor Joe?" Anybody notice they don't tag each other anymore? Some fans went full detective. Started comparing timestamps. Saw Sinach in Dubai, while Joe was preaching in Abuja the same day. No, missing my husband caption. Nothing. The silence was deafening. For almost 18 months, they kept up the perfect image in public. When they did appear together, it looked forced. Smiles that didn't reach the eyes, no hand-holding, no eye contact on stage. Those of us who know something was very wrong. Then August 2024 dropped the bomb nobody saw coming. Pastor Joe went live on his church Facebook page after service. Just him, no worship team, no announcement. He sat there looking like he hadn't slept in weeks and said these exact words I will never forget. I've been quiet for too long. Many of you see my wife on stages with presidents and kings, but you don't see me coming home to an empty house. You don't see the loneliness of being married to someone the whole world needs 24/7. I love my wife. I still do. But fame took her away the woman I married and gave me a brand instead. Some nights I sit in our bedroom and she's in another continent, and I ask God, when last did my wife ask me how my day was? I'm not bitter. I'm broken, and I'm tired pretending I'm okay when I'm dying inside. He cried, full pastor tears. The live had 87,000 people watching, and the chat just froze. Nobody typed. Nobody knew what to say. The video got deleted 2 hours later, but junkies, you know we already saved it. That clip spread like wildfire. Gospel WhatsApp groups crashed. Aunties were calling aunties. Pastors were texting pastors. Did you see what Joe just said? The backlash was instant and brutal. Some women called him weak. So because your wife is winning, you're jealous? Some men stood up. Finally, a pastor said what we've all been thinking. But the worst part? Sinach was in South Africa on tour when the video dropped. She found out the same time we did, on the internet, like a stranger. Sources in her camp said she locked herself in her hotel room for 3 days. No rehearsals, no social media, just silence. People started picking sides. Team Sinach. He embarrassed her globally. That's betrayal. Team Joe. He spoke truth. Ministry marriages are dying quietly everywhere. Even Frank Edwards, Nathaniel Bassey, all the big gospel names went quiet. Nobody wanted to touch this one. Sinach canceled 3 major events back-to-back. First time in 20 years. Promoters were losing millions. Fans were getting refunds. blogs were writing. Is this the end of Sinach's ministry? Then one Sunday morning in October 2024, with zero warning, Sinach posted a video. 47 seconds. No makeup, hair wrapped, just her, and a keyboard in what looked like her home studio. She sang in the softest voice. Even when my heart is breaking, even when I cannot see it, you are still faithful. You are still good. Caption, he is still faithful. No explanation, no shade, no husband mention. Just those 3 words. That video got 8 million views in 48 hours. Mercy Chinwo posted crying emojis. Travis Green quoted it. Even Cardi B shared it on her story. Yes, really. That post single-handedly ended the conversation. Everybody shut up. 3 weeks later, she showed up unannounced at a 300-capacity worship night in Abuja. Simple white dress, no backup singers, no band, just her and a guitarist. The organizer said when she walked in backstage, she was glowing, but her eyes were swollen from crying. She took the mic and said, I didn't come here to explain anything to anybody. I came to worship the God who sees what nobody else sees. Some of you are going through hell right now and smiling for the camera. This one is for you. Then she sang Waymaker slower than she's ever sung it. By the bridge, she was sobbing so hard the guitarist had to carry the melody. People were screaming, falling out, speaking in tongues. One woman later testified she got healed of stage for cancer that same night. The video of Sinach crying through You Are Here, moving in our midst, is still the most shared gospel clip of 2024. Behind the scenes, the real tea is they started seeing one of the most respected Christian counselors in Africa, Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo and his wife. Twice a week. No phones allowed in sessions. Pastor Joe moved out for 2 months, staying in the church guest house. Then slowly started coming home for dinner. Then staying overnight. Then attending her online worship sessions, anonymously at first, just watching from his phone. Then showing up in person, sitting in the back row with a face cap pulled low. One night during Faith in the Fire, episode 4, the camera accidentally panned a crowd, and there he was, hands raised, eyes closed, tears streaming. Chat went crazy. I asked that Pastor Joe? Sinach never acknowledged him. But the next episode, she sang a new song she had never sung before called Beauty for Ashes. And everybody knew who she was singing to. February 2025, she dropped the full album Beauty for Ashes. 12 tracks of pure pain turn into power. The title track has a voice note at the end. You hear Pastor Joe praying over her in the studio, voice cracking. God, turn our mess into a message. That voice note alone made grown men weep in their cars. The album debuted #1 on Gospel Billboard. Stayed there for 11 weeks straight. She did 0 interviews. 0 explanations. Just let the music speak. Now here's the part that will shock you. June 2025, Sinach's Beauty for Ashes live recording in Eco Hotel. 12,000 capacity. Sold out in 11 minutes. She's on stage singing Still I Rise and tells the crowd, somebody here needs to forgive somebody tonight. Camera pans to the VIP section. Pastor Joe is standing there in all white, hands raised, singing every word. Then she calls him on stage. First time they've been seen together publicly in almost 2 years. She hands him the mic and says, this is my husband, my friend, my partner in this journey. We almost didn't make it, but God. He takes the mic, voice shaking. I hurt my wife. Publicly. Privately. I almost lost the best thing God ever gave me. But grace found us in the fire. The entire hall lost their minds. People were screaming, crying, running to the altar. That clip got 47 million views in a week. Even CNN Africa covered it. Gospel's biggest marriage crisis ends in miracle reconciliation. Today they are stronger than ever, writing songs together again, praying together every night at 10 p.m. no matter where in the world she is. They FaceTime and pray. Pastor Joe now travels with her on every major tour now, not as Sinach's husband, but as her co-minister. They launched a marriage ministry called Fireproof Love that has saved thousands of ministry couples already. Junkies. This is the realest testimony in gospel history. Sinach didn't just survive the storm. She became the storm and brought her marriage out with her. She turned the worst betrayal into the greatest comeback we've ever witnessed. If you're watching this and your marriage is hanging by a thread right now, hear me. God never wastes pain. He recycles it. Drop beauty for ashes in the comments if this just healed your heart. If you're married and you needed this, tag your spouse right now. Subscribe because next week we're exposing another gospel marriage that's secretly falling apart right now. Celebrity Junky, we out. But God, He's still faithful.